In the game, there are a total of 46 towers, ranging from DP, support, summoner to all of them at once. In this video, I will be showcasing each of them and give my personal rankings. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. Before we get into the video, I want to shout out to Games Trello, since it helped me a lot in this video. And thanks to these people for their feedback. First, we got Sans. After he got a rework, he became so bad that if you don't do your placement right, you can lose in ruins. Yeah, I think we all know where he is going. Next one in our list is my data tower. He got nerfed to ground dealing only 50 DPs, and his full AoE got removed. Now Papyrus is pure garbage. He is a trapper unit, but sucks. Even in my video where I used every tower, I didn't actually use Papyrus. Easiest F tier. Another easiest F tier is Pacifist Frisk. Now she costs way too gold to max out for just a cooldown buff. Now spare buff is good, I guess. The only use case I can see is Hotland and nothing more. Now, Undertale Sans sucks. He spawns a bone wall that has 20 health. Yeah, no, not 200 health. It's 20 health. It's useless. The easy fix I can see is buffing his bone wall and making him 6,000 or 7,000 corrupt data. To beat Waterfall, you need average towers. And Undyne is actually pretty good because of her range. But in Hotland, you need full DPS rather than cost efficient if we don't count Metatone. So he goes C tier. Now, Ink Sans is a slower unit that can deal 125 DPS. But his slow isn't actually that good, so we all know where he is going. Jason is questionable. He costs 13.5k corrupt data to get, and his DPS isn't that good. His passive, it's good, but it doesn't matter when you lack of DPs. Undertale Sans, probably the first tower you bought, and he is basically Sans but buffed. His level 1s are pretty strong, so he deserves B tier. Swap Papyrus. Now he is one of the towers that ignore splash range in level 1, of course. This guy can help you a bit in Waterfall and Snowden if you need splash range, nothing too special. B tier. Now Timmy. She is useful in Waterfall Genocide, Gaster modes. But in any other game mode, she is not needed. But good if you use her so. Another B tier. true bad time Sans. And you can actually micro him if you have a lot of money, since he basically nukes on his final upgrade. Node in dust. Now he didn't got any changes, I just put him where he shouldn't have been. I tested him in a few games and oh boy, he is so bad I'm glad he's getting a rework. Outer dust. Now this guy is pretty good, but there are two major issues. One, Undying the Undying is better. Number two, he can miss his attack, which is really annoying when you see how long it takes for him to attack again. This goes same for Hardtail Sans. He is good, but Epic is better. Still a solid tower. Now our two close-range towers, which being Horror and Ruins Dust. Now they are heavy hitters, and they will work pretty well in Hotland. Horror can do 320 DPs, which is 10 less from Fatal, but he costs nearly 5 times less. They are pretty good for their price. Ruins Dust is better than Horror at early game, but overall, Now on to A tier. These towers are super worth it. Let's start off with the cheapest towers first, Toriel. Now she is a pretty good unit that can deal burn damage. Take stun off from your towers and has a good crowd control. Easy A tier. Undertale Sands. He is another crowd control tower that is also good at dealing damage too. Pretty cheap and you get what you paid for. And Swap Sands. Now oh boy, where do I start? He can push back enemies. Another amazing crowd control unit that sadly barely deal any DPS. But pair him with any DPS tower and you're fine for the rest of the match. He can also push back bosses, but that's not where he have the most use case. Now even since Killer got reworked and it's actually pretty good, he has 15 range, which for a close range character amazing. He also has an amazing Evo too, so he is pretty good. Sands Stand. Now this guy cost really low to get and a good buffer tower. He also has a good amount of range, so you can probably fit your entire loadout in that range. The buffs are good. The heal is A. That's not going to have a lot of use case, but it's better than nothing. Team Switch Papyrus. Now I treated this guy wrong. He costs same as hard mode Sands, an amazing crowd control unit that can also deal a good amount of DPs. Toby, now a tower that has less range compared to Sand Stand, costs way more to max out and costs Robux rather than corrupt data. Good for beginners, but useless for late game. Gaster is a tower you get from Void World by spending 50,000 Void currency. He is an amazing unit. Enemies got past, his summoners got it. Too many enemies coming at once, just use his level 0. But he has a core issue. He is actually full AoE at his placement. So Insanity Sands isn't the only one who ignores splash range, meanwhile having full AoE. But on later upgrades, that ability gets taken away. But still, a pretty solid tower. Mafia Sans, another summoner tower that is insanely good. His summoners can shoot rather than walking up to enemy, and he can give you money for each reload. It is low, but it's better than nothing. But it's still an insanely good choice. Tears in the Rain. Now this guy got a bunch of nerfs, but I still do think he is amazing. He can both slow and damage. But I still prefer his damage mode as he is insanely good at it. Starting off, Hard Mode Insanity. Now, Hard Mode Insanity used to be S+ tier, but the nerfs have been insane, to the point where a tower who costs 2 times less has better DPs. The only thing that makes him better than Lethal Deal is his consistent damage. Sudden Changes costs 200 Robux to get, and one of the DP's towers in the game. Now this tower is pretty weird. After 6 shots, 12 shots in the max U grade, he reloads and stops attacking for 3 seconds. This makes his DPS 91. You can place up to 3 of them, which brings his DPs to 273, and he recently got few changes to make him cheaper. Unlike Fatal, he has a good amount of range, so pretty good. Now on to free towers, being No More Deals, Kara and Mocha. Mocha is a pretty good buffer, giving 30% range, minus 20% less cooldown, and 10% more damage, being the best support tower in the game. Next one is No More Deals, Chara. She is basically Old Killer, but way better. Aftertail. Now this guy used to stun enemies, but now it's gone. The damage? It's good, but you cannot use him on any bosses unless it's Aftertail. The only use case is Hotland, which is alright, I guess. Nightmare Mode Sans and Disbelief Papyrus. Now, Nightmare Mode Sans is a pretty solid tower that is probably the best endless starter unit, and his later upgrades are good too. Disbelief Papyrus. Another good tower having DPS potential of 224, slowing enemies by 70% at max level. He can also give spare buffs at level 1 and level 2, but they are useless. Epic Sans, another solid tower. This guy was normally meant to be an S+, but I lowered him there. He can deal 200 DPS, and insanely good tower that will carry you most of the mid-game. X-Gaster, a tower you can obtain by evolving Gaster. Now he is basically Epic Sans, but better. He can deal 320 DPs, which is insanely good. There is not much to it, rather than this. So yeah. First, we got Error Sans. Now I considered him as a support, But oh boy, this dude can do 10 to 15,000 damage to bosses, which is insane. He also helped a lot in Sans event. We all know where he is going, right? Undying. The Undying. This tower is just insane. Ignore splash range can slow down, can do 200 DPS, which mind you, same as Epic. But no, that's not all. She has minus 50% less stun time, and she can live 10 seconds more after being killed. This tower is straight up broken. Lethal Deal, Killer. Slightly better DPS than hard mode Insanity, but he is less consistent in crowd control. But he is much cheaper in terms of both gold and corrupt data. This guy is pretty broken. Waterfall Dust. Now this guy has a Pierce. He also has better DPs than XG Aster. So again, .Easy S plus tier. Our last S plus tier is the Great Papyrus. Now, oh boy, where do I start? Great buffer kind of summoner, great DPS, and on top of that, you can move him. This dude is actually insane. So these were it. If you enjoyed the video, you can like and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.